when we inhale and exhale, you are mentioning that we have to exhale double the time. Suppose we inhale through the 4 count and we exhale 8. May I know the significance why we have to do that? I heard some people said inhalation is less, exhalation is less, inhalation is more. So I heard a different opinion about inhalation and exhalation. May I know what is the significance and why we have to do in different, why some people say in a different opinion?
Okay, people are different, breathing in different ways. There are only 3 possibilities in breathing. Then one more possibility is there, which is not breathing actually. One possibility is you take longer inhalation and you breathe out shorter exhalation. The other possibility, shorter inhalation and longer exhalation. Then one more possibility, which is even inhalation, even exhalation. These are the 3 possibilities. And we do all these things in the normal life. Have you ever noticed when we are doing longer exhalation or longer inhalation? When you look at it, you can see the significance of it. I can say this now. And then there is another program which is happening, is called absolute retention. In Sanskrit language, in the yogic parlance, we call it as Kevala Kumbhaka, absolute retention. When a person is absolutely relaxed, the breath happens by itself without you involving in the process of breathing. You're not breathing in, but some air is going in. As it goes in, it goes out. But you are not really doing any effort to the breathing, which you do. When it is happening in this way, it is called Kevala Kumbhakam or absolute retention, which is called actually the high state of yogic breathing. You are absolutely relaxed, that the consumption of energy is very, very little needed at the time, that you don't need big oxygen supply. So a little air goes inside without any effort and it goes out. This is what I meant by Kevala Kumbhakam or absolute retention. And when you look at that time, what will happen? When you look, you will see that your mind will be absolutely relaxed during the Kevala Kumbhaka state. There will be no modification of any kind happening in your mind. Not even the mind is there. Mind is there, but it is not operating at all. The major operations of the mind, as you know, is comprehension, misapprehension, memory, imagination, sleep, according to the yogic classification. The psychology says perception, cognition, or conceptualization. When the mind is not doing this kind of modification, you breathe very subtle without any effort. That is called Kevala Kumbhaka. We set it aside. We look at the other 3 possibilities. When you are in high need for a lot of supply of oxygen to liberate more energy for you to do your activities, certainly you have to breathe a lot. You will breathe a lot because you need such a great supply. So when you need a lot of supply, you breathe long and deep. And that will be utilized there, and a little quantity of breath goes out, which is carbon dioxide and water vapor that goes out. So according to your requirement, you are breathing. If there is high need of energy, whether the need is physical need or mental need, psychological need. In either way, when there is a high demand, then you have to supply a lot of energy. For that, you have to supply a lot of oxygen, so that the oxygen can go into the cells and the stored food particles or sugar molecules will be split. And then you get, with the support of the oxygen that you take in, that's called a process of oxidation. And the byproduct, the main product of oxidation is energy, releasing of energy. You get that energy. So whenever you need a lot of energy, you breathe long and deep, exhale little. The other possibility is you're very tensed of some reason. The stress level is high. To enable to maintain the stress level for carrying out certain purposes, you need to supply a lot of energy, you do it, but the tension mounts up in the body. When we are stressed, what we usually do? We breathe long and deep. Breathe out long and deep. Like sometimes, oof, this is the stress breathing. So by doing long and deep exhalation, the stress level goes down. There are researches on this. Researchers indicate that long, deep exhalation trigger the parasympathetic activity. When you are stressed, the sympathetic system will be very active. That means you breathe a lot. There is stressed breathing. And after some time, you come into a normal feeding, breathing process program. Thereby, you are more relaxed now. And that is actually done by another hormone which is produced by the body, like norepinephrine or noradrenaline. When this chemical is poured into the system, naturally your breath will be very long and deep. So in yoga, what we are doing, we are trying to recreate this condition. A long, deep exhalation trigger the parasympathetic nervous system. Thereby, you will get out of the stress condition. Even in meditation, a person can get into very high stress condition, because there can be possibilities for surfacing of very long and deep-seated, long back, deep-seated emotions, suppressed things. So it is very important for a person to maintain a steady system of parasympathetic activation. Thereby, there will be no risk of any kind, even if something started to surface. Will not get into stress due to the surfacing of emotions or memories. That's the reason why this is proposed, long, deep exhalation, because of the fact that it triggers the parasympathetic activation. Then the other possibility, the third possibility, when you are taking the breath, you look at sometimes you breathe by a measured time, and then when you watch, you will see the same time you are breathing out. That means the person is relaxed, not like in Kevala Kumbhaka, not like in absolute retention. But the person is relaxed. You need a little quantity of energy, and that will be completely pushed out. So there will be equal inhalation and even exhalation. These are the three possibilities. In yoga, this is studied, and we recreate this for the purpose of taking people away from the stressed condition. That's why in this program, I asked you to breathe deep and long, because we are preparing ourselves to enter into meditation. In meditation, there is a possibility the hidden fears can shoot up, or maybe suppressed anxieties can shoot up. Maybe hidden impressions may surface. If you're not prepared, certainly a person could be in panic. To avoid that, you have to breathe long and deep for some time. Thereby, your parasympathetic system will be active. You are in a joyful condition that you can enter into meditation without effort. And thereby, you will get into a balanced breathing, and then finally you get into the Kevala Kumbhaga state. That's why we breathe in this way.